Hey everybody and welcome back to Dicing with Death. Adventures of Roy and Johnny.
Yes. With your faithful steed Winnie
Mm-hmm.
and your sidekick Johnny.
We'll see. We might just get revenge for him and let him loose. We might keep him with us. We'll see how he turns out. He could be more trouble than he's worth.
Okay.
So how far is it to Whiston? Another day, right? Looks another half day.
Yeah, depends how fast you're moving.
Not. We're moving at 12 because I gotta walk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's up to that copse of trees last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's probably getting on towards sunset at this point. And as you're riding down the road, you see an interesting sight.
Hmm.
There are a pair of figures sitting in the road up ahead. It's getting on towards twilight, so you can't quite make them out.
Well, better to talk to him before the sun goes all the way down than have to deal with him in the night, Roy thinks to himself. And so he walks Winnie right on up to them.
As you get closer, you're not sure if this is the kid's parents, but they appear to be restrained.
What else is around them?
It's squinting. Nothing.
Cover? Rocks? Really. Anything?
Yeah, there's a tree, maybe a boulder off to the sides of the road.
The sun sets in the west. I'm headed southwest, so I'm kind of looking into the sun. So if anything is lit, I would be lit to them. There's no way I'm going to get surprised. So as long as they see me coming, might as well walk right into their trap. I'll walk right up to the restrained figures.
Yeah,
whip in hand.
The two men are hog-tied. Give me just a second. Human. Yeah, hog-tied, gagged, and bootless. One of them is laying down, actually. The other's sitting up, tied.
Looks like you boys had a little bit of trouble, I say.
One struggles against his ties. The other one is laying in a pool of blood. He's got a bolt sticking out of him.
I take the bolt out of him and put it in my quarrel. In my bandolier. I take a look at their faces. One of them bearded, with a goatee. One of them got a goatee.
Neither has a goatee.
All right, didn't think so. I will undo the gag from the living one.
Oh, thank God, you saved us.
Well,
we were robbed by bandits.
Describe these bandits to me.
There were lots of them. Their leader was fat. He rode a big horse. I think he was bald. Yeah, bald. Had a crossbow. Shot Willie. He nods towards his friend. Do you untie this guy?
Nope.
Nope.
How many bandits were there?
7? 7, I think. They came at us so fast, it was hard for me to rightly count.
Why'd they leave you tied up? It's good rope. Why'd they leave you tied up with good rope?
I guess so we wouldn't chase them.
Do you have any weapons?
Nope.
How long ago did they tie you up here?
Sun was up. Like points overhead.
Yeah, all the way
he
above
can't-
you?
Actually, he can't point, can he? He just sort of nods with his head. A little afternoon.
I go over to the body with the blood around it. Is it
Mm-hmm.
alive? Is it dead? Is it cold?
Roll a wisdom check.
23.
There's a faint pulse, but without medical attention, you don't think he'll survive.
Well, you might just be telling the truth here. What's your name?
Henry. That's what did I just say? Willis. That's Willis. He's not asking that. I'm asking that.
Right.
Willis.
Where were you headed?
North. Figueroa.
Oh.
Here,
Well-
there's work up there.
I got some bad news for you. Willis is dying. He's probably not going to last the night. My horse is exhausted. I've been pushing it too hard, so I can't give you the horse and take you off onto Willis tonight. I'm going to make camp here. And if your buddy survives the day, survives the night, we can put him on the horse, get you guys to Whiston, but you're going to have to carry the boy on your back. You think you can carry a 10-year-old on your back for 20 miles?
What's wrong with him? He looks sick.
Oh yeah, real sick.
Why do I gotta carry him?
Guess I could just leave you tied up here.
No, let me go.
I saved your life, you owe me your life, and in order to pay that debt off, you're gonna carry that boy all the way to Whiston. Want that to be clear before I let you out of these ropes.
Sure. Let me go. I'll carry the boy for you.
Alright, I carefully untie the rope. What length of rope is it that holds both of these guys?
They're each tied up. I don't know how much rope does it take to hog tie a person. 10 feet. 2 10-foot lengths of rope. Do you untie them both?
Yeah, I untie them both. I start with the unconscious dying person and then move on to the other one. 10 feet of rope is not really enough for me to use, so I won't take the rope. I offer him a water skin and some food.
He drinks and eats greedily.
Well, did you happen to catch the name of one of these bandits?
Nah. They weren't exactly giving out names.
The fat one wear a black bandana?
Think so. Yeah.
What color
Yeah,
was the
sounds
horse
right.
he was riding?
Brown? Some white spots.
Almost sounds like Bradley Bronson. Could have changed horses.
What do you know about Bradley Bronson?
Just that he's an outlaw around these parts with a very large bounty on his head.
Yeah. I hear he runs the scariest crew in all the desert.
Now, you think that's who got you?
I don't know.
Brown with white spots. Okay. I'll make camp here. I'll play the guitar as best as I can. Neither of these people, if either of these folks makes any comments about my guitar playing, alright, I'm giving them food, I'm giving them water, and I'm saving their lives. Any of these people make any remarks about my guitar playing, there's going to be hell
There's
to
only
pay.
one of them that's conscious.
Well, I mean, the kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah. The kid passes out pretty quickly. The guy is too busy eating your food and drinking your water to make comments about your guitar playing.
I limit him to 1 day's worth of rations. I don't give him any more than that. Greedy
Okay.
jerk.
Okay, well, he eats the day's worth of rations and over the course of the evening.
Right.
Make a campfire.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. We'll make a fire, rest there for the night. Do I gain an HP tonight?
You had a fight. Didn't you have a fight yesterday?
Oh, I guess it was that morning that I fought the creature.
Okay.
Yes, no HP until tomorrow.
All right. Roll a perception check.
Oh boy. 13.
No. Do you take any? So how do you sleep? What are your sleeping arrangements?
God, to be honest, I don't trust this guy. I don't trust this guy one bit. So the kid's already asleep. I'm gonna stay up all night. I barely got any sleep the night before. I'm gonna try. Yeah, okay, that's nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to pull an all-nighter.
Okay. Roll a willpower check.
Okay.
Wisdom check.
15.
No.
Okay.
At some point, you pass out. Roll another perception check. This time at minus 4. Minus 4.
11.
No. Can you describe to me your sleeping arrangement?
Right, so we got like a little campfire going. Winnie's on one side, unsaddled with all of her stuff kind of near me. Maybe I'm using her saddle as like a pillow. Mm-hmm. I've got a bedroll laid out, which I've tossed the kid into. And so I'm trying not to sleep. So I guess I'm not laying against the saddle. I'm leaning against the saddle and just kind of sitting there, maybe plucking at my guitar or watching the night sky with part of the bedroll over me.
Where's all your stuff?
Underneath me in the saddle, or under the saddle, or on the saddle, and I'm leaning up against it. As I said, I don't trust this guy one bit. I almost left him here to die.
All right. Roll a horse riding check for Winnie.
Oh, God.
Maybe animal handling. Which one of those is better?
Horseback riding.
Okay. You can take a +2 for...
25 then.
All right. Let's do actually opposed.
Oh, shit. Is he going to take my horse in the middle of the night?
Yeah, unfortunately, he's not the wisest tool in the shed. So I guess you're woken to some neighing.
I spring up and go grab my whip and look around. What's going on?
Right. You see, Winnie is some ways off, and you see a figure dragging Winnie by the reins.
I make a dash and a whip action.
Let's make sure you're not surprised. He is, however.
Ooh, is surprise +1 or +2? I can never remember.
I think it's +2.
I think it's +2 as well. Just gonna double check.
And then it's +1, right? And +2 for back attack.
You're right. It is 1. Okay, so +1. And 1 for my specialization. Any flanking or back attack on this guy?
You can get back attack if you you can get a flank. I guess you could circle all the way around and get a back attack, but just take a +2. Because if you do a back attack, then I think he'll notice you and you'll lose the surprise. Maybe, I don't know.
13 to hit with the whip.
All right, you're able to whip him.
D2 +2. 3 points of damage.
Ah! With a cry, he goes down. Yeah.
I go over, give him a kick in the ribs as I walk by. Check on Winnie, make sure she's okay.
Winnie's okay.
All right. I kneel down next to this person and try to stop the bleeding if he's bleeding to death.
I guess technically he is. So yeah, roll a wisdom check. Intelligence check?
Yeah.
Right? Intelligence.
God. I don't know if I can stop the bleeding.
Yeah, I don't. You like nicked him on the jugular or something? How do you whip someone to death?
We don't worry about these questions.
I don't think you can stop the bleeding, right?
I don't think so either.
You whip someone to death.
Whip a horse thief to death.
I think his heart just like stops or something. No, but it bleeds out over the course of like the next 10 minutes.
We don't. No one ever said this game was perfect. Yeah, whatever. If he bleeds to death, that's fine. I'm still going to take his body back into town, and tell someone he was a horse thief. See if I can't get him hung from the town square. Now I'm gonna have to carry the kid. Oh god, maybe the kid and the dying person can share a saddle together, and we'll just move at movement rate 12. Ugh.
So you have 2 bodies now.
Fucking hell.
And a kid.
I leave the dead guy out in the field. He gets carried off by animals, so be it. Bring Winnie back towards me and settle back down to go to sleep.
All right. The rest of the night goes uneventful. You wake up to the burden of 2 dead bodies.
Both of them are dead?
Yeah. Oh, actually, no. I guess the other guy is stabilized. So there's 1 living guy and 1 dead body.
All right.
The dead body is the horse thief.
Okay. I asked how's the boy feeling? Worse?
Looks
Better?
pretty sickly. Better.
Well, maybe he was just starving and thirsty and malnourished. I don't know. I will try and get the dying person and toss him over the saddle. Or toss him over the rump of the horse, put the boy on the saddle. And horse thieves need to be made a lesson of. So I'm going to take my lasso, get it around the neck of the horse thief, tighten it, and then tie the other end around the pommel on Winnie's saddle. And so she's going to have to drag a dead person, carry a full-grown dying man, and a 10-year-old boy. I will take it easy. I feel like I'm getting kind of close to Whiston. Hopefully I can make it there before the day's end.
Okay. I don't think your whip can take that, but you use
the lasso?
Instead. Oh, the lasso.
Yeah,
sure.
the lasso. If I said whip, that was a mistake.
Okay.
And then I'll ride on into Whiston. So I don't have to feed that guy for another day. Dick.
All right.
On the other bright side of things, I've got a lot less horse food and a lot fewer rations on me. So it's a lot less weight.
I think you're still encumbered. Probably movement rate 12.
Yeah.
So a little after daybreak, roll a perception check.
$28.
Yeah. You see a single rider coming down the trail towards you.
Fucking Grumble. God, who the hell could this be? I stop the horse and walk out maybe 15 feet in front of it. Standing in the middle of the road, hands at either of my side. I guess I've got a lasso on one side and a whip on the other.
Okay. As the figure approaches, you notice it wearing the familiar green of a ranger.
I let out a heavy sigh and step to the side and wave my hat at the ranger.
Okay. All right. He pulls up. Well.
Do I recognize this man as either Sebastian or Branford?
It would be Branford. Let me make sure I write that down.
Howdy, feller.
What in tarnation happened here?
I got a sick boy, a dying man, and a dead horse thief, and an exhausted horse, and a bounty hunter who can't find his prey.
Well, I'll be. I heard reports of bandits on the road. Prospector said he took him down and left him hogtied.
Ho ho! Well
He's the
then, that's these two fellas. They said a whole bunch of bandits
he,
brought them down and left them hogtied.
he dismounts.
That one over the horse got a crossbow bolt through him. I point to the crossbow bolt in my bandolier. Had to salvage it because I was out my own. The one whose head is all tied up, well, he was living. I untied him. He tried to steal my horse in the middle of the night.
He goes and takes a look.
Hit him a little harder than I meant to and couldn't patch him up, but if I don't recall correctly, that's the crime horse thieves pay, or that's the price horse thieves pay around these parts.
He nods. Well, kneels down, takes his hat off, takes a look at the guy. Goes for a knife at his boot.
Is there a bounty on either of their heads?
Afraid not yet. Sorry, sir. Who's the boy?
Runaway. Was working in the Branford mine for a little while.
Okay. I think before you have a chance to stop him, he cuts your lasso. Go ahead and delete it from your character sheet. Well, no point in dragging this feller back to town. He grabs him by the legs and drags him off the road. Leave him for the buzzards.
I say nothing to him, but I think in my mind, you asshole, it was a lasso. All you had to do was loosen it.
I don't know. I told you he was going for his knife.
I know. It's just not angry at the DM, angry at the character.
He drags the body off the road and walks back over to you.
What about this one, the sick one, or the dying one? You gonna take him from here?
Suppose so. You want him off your horse?
That'd be nice.
He shrugs, and I think the two of you help him get the body loaded up onto his horse.
Mm-hmm.
Well, back to Whiston it is.
Tell me about it.
All right.
So I'll walk the horse with the kid on it. Is the ranger walking his horse too?
Yeah, so I guess a lot of you travel to Whiston together.
Oh, thank God.
In the presence of the ranger, you are unaccosted. Do you say anything further about the boy or his plight?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay.
Everyone's got right to their own secrets.
Yeah. All right. You make it to Whiston, safe and sound. The gates are open. Branford thanks you for your help bringing in these bandits.
Yeah, well, thanks don't feed a hungry belly or a starving horse. Is there a doctor in town I can shuffle this boy off to?
Yeah, did we have a name for the...
No, I don't know the... Oh, yeah, the boy's name is John. Oh, the... Right. Where is... Whiston. I don't have a name for a doctor here.
Yeah, this is just a barber. Whiston... No. Thomas's barber's right over there. You can get yourself patched up.
Thank you. I'm more concerned about the kid. Might need a doctor of sorts. So I'll go patch up or have the kid see the barber. How much is the barber going to charge for looking over the kid?
I don't know. This seems like a good spot to end it, actually. We can deal with the logistics of the kid next week.
Sure.
Right? I mean, I don't think you're going to figure out what to do with him in 5 minutes, do you?
No, probably not. I do
No.
just want to before. I'm afraid I'm going to forget next week. Can I buy a lasso?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I just want to make sure that I do that and don't end up.
Do you have rope use?
I do.
I feel like you can make a lasso out of a length of rope.
Okay. They cost 5 silver in the
Oh.
combat and tactics, but if it costs less for that equivalent length of rope,
How much does rope cost?
8 gold for 50 feet. So 8 silver for 5 feet.
So why is a lasso cheaper than the equivalent length of rope?
It's probably thinner rope, I would guess.
All right, whatever. Then you can just pay full price for the lasso. And you're able to, yeah, you can rest up in town. We'll deal with little Johnny next time. Experience.
Oh, thank God. And I gained an HP from that night of rest, right? No, this would be
you
the
had a
next
little bit of
day.
a scuffle, yeah.
Yeah, no, it would be tonight's rest that I would gain HP from. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm still at 1.
So for the kitty cat, you get 300 experience points, including your fighter bonus.
Including my...
Yeah, your hit die bonus.
Okay, cool.
So 270 plus 30. For finding the kid, getting him safely to Whiston, I'll give you 200. Although I don't know that we've totally finished that.
Sure.
Another 100, I guess, for random adventuring XP, finding the supply depot on the road to Figueroa, and yada yada. Give you 50 for the bandit.
All right.
That's all that I can think of, right? Any other encounters?
I think that's about it, too.
That's enough to level up.
Yes, it is. 650 plus my 1834 brings me to 2484, and Roy hits level 2.
We almost killed you so many times. Sorry, viewers. Got to deal with Roy a little while longer.
You get to hang out with Roy even longer, people. It's a great day.
All right, I'm going to roll us some HP.
Yeah, just marking my experience on the paper. All right, it's a flat D10, no modifiers. Four. All right. It's not the worst thing ever. That's 9 max HP. I get a +1 to hit with everything. I need to buy another dagger as well.
Okay, you can buy a dagger.
Yeah.
2 GP.
Okay, I'm down to 7 GP. And 2 silver.
You'll probably spend a lot of that healing up. You can gain 1 of that HP now. So you're at 2 out of 9.
Sure.
Roy, what are we going to do with you?
Roy the Wonder Boy. He's going to continue to steal hearts. Well, he'll slowly win everyone over. Eventually, Roy will be known as the greatest character on Dicing with Death ever. Roy will eventually overshadow such wonderful people as Silac and Georg and Qualnir and Solomon.
One can dream.
One can dream.
All right.
Well, that is it for Dicing with Death today, everybody. If you stick around in an hour and change, we're going to be doing shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
The Bastmaster, also known as Bastion, also known as Kine, will be running the game for us. From the questions he's asked me, it sounds like he has way too much planned, and he's going to run into endless troubles because we're not going to follow any of his plans. So that'll be amusing. Ryan, what are you doing this next week? What's your life holding for you?
I don't know. The quarter is in full swing. Back to it. Labs.
Teaching people how to roll things down hills and measure the Momentum?
No, I've got the electricity and magnetism lab this quarter. So yeah, this past week was teaching them how to, I don't know, charge rods with like wool and avoid sexual innuendos while doing so.
Is that a problem that you have to face in your class?
Yeah, you've kind of got to rub the rods pretty fast in order to get to charge them.
How do you do that without being too innuendo-y?
I don't know. If you have any tips, let me know. But
Are there like snickers and laughter throughout the class?
No.
Are they true professional students?
Maybe I'm professional. No, I don't know.
All right.
I don't know when we'll catch another Dicing with Death, but we'll get one in within the next week or so.
Right. Probably not this next week because I'm doing like a multi-day marathon stream. Right? Yeah. So we might have to do Dicing with Death the week of the 22nd through the 28th somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's Dicing with Death for you guys. Were you gonna say something?
No, I was just like keep your eyes peeled on, I don't know, Twitter's or the Google Calendar or stop by here, twitch.tv/Koibu.
Type !CD space DWD and it'll always tell you when the next Dicing with Death episode is. And that's it, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.